This is Healing Wolf from Healing Wolf Coaching, here to help you sail across the ocean of recovery and return home to a peaceful nervous system. I'd like to do a little TV show review here today. There's a show called Limitless with Chris Hemsworth, I'm not sure, one of those. Thor, anyway, he plays Thor in the superhero films. And Chris was experiencing a lot of stress at the beginning of this show I watched. And they wanted him to walk across this gangplank high above a city. He's in Australia, I believe. Anyway, so the whole premise of the show is how to get your nervous system prepared for what comes up, but not overprotective. And he was seeing how his nervous system was overprotective. So they threw him in a pool, they bound his hands, and he had to go through a number of exercises. And there was a psychologist there with him who encouraged him to use positive self-talk when he was under the water. And I noticed something that didn't make sense to me about it, because my understanding and my training is that unconscious mind doesn't hear negatives. So that if I say, don't think of a yellow school bus, unconscious mind automatically sees that. So the negative isn't registered and it just thinks of a yellow school bus. So anyway, the psychologist was telling Chris in the water he was having panic attacks and having a tough time and doing these things with his hands bound underwater. Very stressful situation they were putting him in to challenge his nervous system. And he said that she told him, or that he was saying, don't drown, don't drown. And right away my antenna went up and said, that's not the kind of self-talk I would encourage my clients to have. I would have them say, instead of don't drown when you're underwater, say things like, I'm strong, I'm a great swimmer, I'm moving through this experience, I'm getting stronger and stronger, I've got plenty of breath, I've got plenty of air, the air in my lungs is sustaining me, I can hold my breath for a long time, stuff like that. So limitless is also an interesting word, because it's got the negative on the end, less, and it's got limit in the beginning. And do you really want to go around saying limitless? Unconscious mind might read it as limited. So rather than limitless, what could we call that? We could call it superpowered, like a superhero, or we could call it infinitely strong. We could call it confident. We could call it courageous. We could call it a lot of different things. But my reflections on the show were that a lot of psychologists aren't aware of how to work with unconscious mind. And maybe that's why it takes psychologists years to have breakthroughs with their clients. It's more like a waiting game where the client shows up and talks, and the breakthroughs hopefully will happen in other aspects of their lives, and the psychologist is there to guide and to witness. I don't even know if guide is the right word, but looking at this show just made me realize how useful it is to have some knowledge of unconscious mind and how unconscious mind processes information. So if you want more knowledge about that, subscribe to my channel and stay with me on Instagram or Facebook in my support community called Healing Den, and or work with me one-on-one so that I can show you how to talk to your own unconscious mind, give your unconscious mind the right type of communication to keep you strong, moving forward, confident, and blissful, even at a time where you're recovering from sensations. So, or you're recovering from having a nervous system that's giving you sensations as protection. It's a better way to look at it. That everything that's happening for you is happening for strength and survival. Thanks for listening today. I know it's a bit strange to talk about a TV show, and I think the TV show definitely has some beneficial aspects to it, putting yourself into stressful situations to show your unconscious mind that as a human being you're designed to handle that stuff, and that we're able to handle real stress when we need to and dial down the imaginary stress of worry or thinking that the past is still happening. So visit me at healingwolfcoaching.com. I've got a newsletter there as well. And when you sign up for that, you get an immediate free download of a very powerful somatic meditation called The Rose Teaches the Thorns How to Pray. So I'll see you over there. Thanks for listening.